So my connection to the Energy Lab really comes from a place of independent science research in Dr. Bill. I met him 3 years ago, and I took independent science research when I first came into HPA as a sophomore. And I really fell in love with this space as an area to pursue my passions and tinker and kind of in the world of STEM figure out kind of what I'm interested in and also pursue these new emerging ideas in the technology space. So I started developing one of my core questions of what I wanted to use this space for when I came in as a sophomore, but it really took off during my junior year. The world around us now, we're in this almost sort of a bubble with artificial intelligence and machine learning. And that was really like kind of calling my name. I would read everywhere, all over the news, all of this stuff about how what is AI going to look like for us as the future, and especially what is that going to look like in an educational setting, because there's a lot of unknowns out there about that still even to this day. And so my core question was, how can HPA use AI effectively and have an AI tool that is effective that allows us to use it within sort of our core values, our 4 core values, as well as having it be sustainable and also having it be that we could base it on our own curriculum and make sure it's not giving us biased answers. Teachers are able to look at that and say, okay, should I implement artificial intelligence in my lesson plans or should I not? And it's become a greater and broader picture of how to effectively implement artificial intelligence, not only in educational institutions, but also more on a broad scale of any sort of institution, and how that could work alongside human ingenuity to achieve great things. I think my work here at the Energy Lab, and I have dabbled in, so many different areas of projects outside of the one I chose to pursue as my capstone. And I think it's a very eye-opening experience, not just for me, but for any student here, to really see the possibilities in all of the realms, specifically in STEM-related fields. And so it's a lot of hands-on work here that you wouldn't otherwise get in any sort of other educational setting. And so what that really allows a person to do is do this work in this specific field and see, is this something I really want to do on a day-to-day basis? So when I came in here as a sophomore, one of the opportunities that was presented to me through Dr. Bill and the connections with all of the community, the greater Waimea, Hawaii, and then also, worldwide community here and alum, was that I got to receive this offer to work at Keck Observatory, and I've held that position for a very long time now. I still work there, and I plan to hold my position there all the way up until probably I have to go to college in September. But I work in the communications and outreach department, which some people would originally think like, well, that doesn't have any application to any sort of STEM-based things. But I've learned that, again, it's more of an interdisciplinary piece where I get to work in communications and outreach and have all of this technical background knowledge that I can then apply to the workspace that is Keck Observatory and the observatory on the mountain. And it's really been quite an eye-opener that, again, the STEM-based field that is present here goes all the way up to places as high as the mountain. I really strongly believe that the Energy Lab is very different than any other sort of learning space that I've ever gotten to experience, and I really do think it's kind of a rare gemstone in the broader picture of all educational institutions. And it really shines here at HPA because every day, you wake up and you go just to all your normal required classes, your core classes, English, math, science, language, art, all of that. And you're sat there and you receive all of this great information, all of this wonderful learning experience. And then I think for me, coming here, it was like this was a place where I could apply what I had already learned into a specific project. And also it creates this great atmosphere and supportive system for pursuing whatever you want as a student and not having to be dictated by, say, a curriculum. Because really in independent science research, there is no curriculum. There is no such thing as like mandatory assignments that you have to complete. As long as you are actively doing something and learning and pursuing your passion project, it counts. And so for me, it was really exciting because I knew what I wanted to do, and it was really, really like satisfying to have a spot on campus where I could come and learn through myself. And there's obviously times when, if you need the support, Dr. Bill can either through himself or connections through other experts in the field can provide support to your project, but it's really encouraged of, if there's a problem, you should be the first one to fix it and learn about it.